Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your deep love read for the first 2 weeks of February. And the way this reading is going to work is the first 3-4 minutes we're going to talk about what's happening with Venus in the sky for these 2 weeks. Then I'm going to start the single read. I'm going to do a one spread Celtic cross spread for single Libra, then a separate one for an energy that you may be dealing with. Then I'm calling it the complicated because most relationships are. Those of you who are sort of in a relationship are in a relationship. You might need a little bit of guidance, right, from the energies. So we'll do a spread for you and then a spread for them. Everything's going to be time-stamped in the description box below. I hope that's helpful to you. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on. A lot of fifth house energy going on for you, Libra, right? And this is where the Great Conjunction is happening for you. So Venus on February 6th into 7th is going to be moving out of your 4th house of home and into your 5th house of romance, falling in love, what you do because you love to do it, right? Let's try to keep it within the confines of a love connection, though. It's all about romance, that 5th house, right? Leo's the landlord. It's all about that. It's also about your children. So if there are children as a result of romance, anything, so that could be a situation or a topic within this connection. But Venus is going in to join Saturn and Jupiter, Mercury, which is retrograde, and the Sun. So it's going to be the 5 of them hanging out in there. And Venus is really going to try to soften things up here, right? I mean, that's what Venus does, right? Venus makes connections and Venus tries to soften. Now, at the same time, Venus is going to be sextiling the South Node, which happens to be in Sagittarius. And wherever the South Node is, whenever it transits, we're asked to release something from that area, right? So what does it mean to release something from the 3rd house? Well, 3rd house is all about communication. It's about signing things. It's about your siblings. It's about your neighborhood, right? Where you actually live. But so there's then now the sextile is going to be there. So there's going to be a very positive energy there, but it's very important to understand that Saturn is also going to be semi-square in there at around 45 degrees, okay, to Venus in that energy of that 3rd house. And a semi-square, it's not a big deal. It's a minor hard aspect, though, because it can create friction that makes you want to take some action to reduce that friction, right? So this could have to do with looking at communication within a relationship. And releasing, if it's been bad, if it's been toxic, if you have anybody you've been speaking to or associating with who's toxic, it's going to be a very easy, supportive release of this energy for you. Okay. Now, at the same time, Venus is going to be trining the North Node. So this is really good. Trining is a beautiful energy. The North Node is in Gemini. It's in the 9th house of your belief system. And I like this for you. This is going to be very supportive for your mind. It really is, for your mind. You're going to really be able to hone in a lot more easily on what feels right to you. Really kind of fine-tune your moral code and your moral compass and your personal philosophy about what it is that you want for a relationship. Now, at the same time, Venus is going to be sextiling Chiron. I mean, it's not, guys, I'm not going to mislead you. This is for Libras. This is a very heavy, energetic month. There are going to be a lot of shifts for all the cardinal signs. However, I'd be lying if I didn't say you don't have some beautiful support kicking up by Venus for you. You got this. The Venus is going to be sextiling Chiron in your 7th house of partnerships. Chiron's all about healing. So Venus really is going to be working with Chiron to heal whatever has been unhealthy, for good or bad. So if it's been really, really bad and you need to release it, it's going to be a healthy release. If it's something that needs to be revisited, it's going to go that way for you. So it depends on your situation. I hope that makes sense to you. So let's pull some crowning energies. And this is going to be for all Libras. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're in, okay? We have faith. Beautiful. Have faith. Yes. Because I know a lot of you don't right now, and I don't blame you, because the cardinal signs have really been going through quite a lot. I mean, they really have been. It's been a very challenging run of energy, especially, I have to tell you, the Libra risings that I've been working with, they've been having a very tough go. Very, very tough go. Okay. Orphaned. Have faith if you're feeling very alone right now. Have faith if you feel like something is just completely out of control. Completely out of control. You really need to have faith right now. So important. Thoughts become things. Make sure that you don't get sucked down into any kind of like rabbit hole of negativity because you don't want to address something, right? You want to be super careful. Look, I mean, look, Libra, that is part of every sign has their challenge. Your challenge is analysis paralysis, and not wanting, you really want to sidestep any sort of confrontation, any sort of uncomfortable. You don't like that. You like the scales. You want everybody to get along. You want it to be balanced. And I totally get it. I totally get it. But you want to make sure that you're not doing that in a way that's going to end up sabotaging yourself, and really have faith in the fact that if you come forward with how you truly feel about a situation, that it will end up serving you rather than going against you. All right, so let's start with Libra singles, okay? And this is going to be for you. King of Pentacles, the Magician, the High Priestess, Lovers, the Wheel, Judgment, Two of Swords, the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, the Sun. This is not a new relationship. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I feel like you're single because things are like weird. I don't know. Maybe you want to hang out for the complicated, but when we have the Wheel in the past, the Wheel does indicate a good energy at a turning point and taking a chance on somebody, but this is in the past. So this is, like, you might be single, but you might be working on something, right? So let's see what ends up coming through, because this is a Jupiter energy. This is really nice. Very destiny driven, right? The Wheel can also indicate cycles. So it could indicate meeting somebody new in the past, or you having maybe gotten back with somebody that you were with in the past, right? Because the wheels, again, makes sense, right? It's a circle, it cycles. It's a wheel. So the situation right now, we have the King of Pentacles and we have this being crossed by the Magician. So you might be in a situation where you feel like you're not with the person. So technically you feel single. Right? Now, let me be more clear here. The King of Pentacles is very solid and practical energy. Really is. This is somebody who's smart with their money, who understands what needs to be done, right? So you definitely, you could be in that space where you're just like, all right, I know what needs to be done. Some of you may be with an energy, but you're like, you're sort of separated, and so you feel like you're single. I'm kind of getting that. But it's being crossed by the Magician. Or blessed by the Magician. I stand corrected, right? Because this could be complimenting you or crossing you. So I love the Magician energy, besides the fact that it indicates focused creativity, which is fabulous. But the Magician is also about Mercury. Now, we can't ignore the fact that Mercury happens to be retrograde right now. Mercury rules Gemini as well as Virgo. And so in this energy, there's going to be this need to have a conversation, learn something different in order to improve something on a day-to-day experience and a day-to-day exchange, right? But with Mercury retrograde, there can be blocks in this communication, okay? So for those of you who took the chance and met somebody new and you met a King of Pentacles, because that typically comes up as somebody who's separate from you, you might be having some strain in your communication right now, being able to make something come to fruition, turning some sort of vision that you have in your mind's eye into reality. So there might be a challenge there. Doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't. It means like right now there's a challenge. But here you are in the High Priestess energy, and the High Priestess is very secretive and very mysterious and really wanting to trust your intuition. But remember, this is connected to the moon, and the moon is the ruler of the fourth house, which is the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So you just want to make sure that whatever it is that you're thinking in your mind, feeling in your emotional space, right, underneath the surface, that it's based on the reality of a situation and it's not grounded in any sort of past disappointments or past hurts or anything like that, right? Because the foundation here is the Lover's energy, and this is a very healthy energy. And it does have to do with the past, learning from the past, right? Believe it or not, this is kind of connected to the Tower energy, which is interesting. I don't want to get into that level of astrology and tarot because that's like, I don't want to confuse you. But if you think about it like this, the Lover's energy is first and foremost about choice. It's about choosing to work at something together. Right? Choosing to work at something together. This could indicate meeting somebody new, certainly, but everybody's comes with baggage. You follow? So it's like the choice to actually put your energy into something, understanding that there is value in the strength of two together, there is value in partnership, there is value in deep love, but it's important to understand you need to be with somebody who's like-minded to you, that is willing to put in an equal amount of work. And it's the energy that I'm getting, though, is like you're taking all of the lessons that you've learned from your past that did not work in past towers that you've experienced, tower moments, and they're going to be taking everything, right, for them from their past, okay? And it's like, okay, kind of having this meeting of the minds. But we also have you as the high priestess in the crowning. So there's a lot that you're feeling, that you're experiencing, that you're not sharing. We have the Two of Swords as you and only you right now, which tells me it's time for you to compromise and make a decision. You have to figure something out here, Libra. You have to figure it out. So you might consider yourself single, but you might actually be between things right now, between worlds at this current moment, energetically. You know what I mean? Now, the external energy that's impacting you is the Chariot. The Chariot is about action and change. This is connected to, in astrology, to Cancer. This is also another energy that's attached to the Tower. Because the way it works is, the Tower happens, which is Mars, and Mars takes you out of the rubble of the Tower and puts you on the Chariot, so that you can go towards your metaphorical home space. Because whenever there's something that falls apart, it wasn't meant for us, right? And the Chariot is all about leaving toxicity to go towards. Now, this is an external energy that's impacting you. So it's almost like there's this energy that wants to sort of take you away from something. Take you away from some sort of experience that's still sort of on your soul here, right? But the fear here is the Knight of Swords energy. It's kind of your hope as well, which is interesting because the Knight of Swords comes in and delivers up some serious truth, fast-talking energy. This can end up in a kind of argument, right, with the swords, and it ends up inciting a lifestyle change. Now, this is in your hope and your fear. So you almost want this to happen, but you're afraid of it happening. Those of you who are single, I feel like perhaps you have not been single for very long, or perhaps you've been single for a while, but you're still really working through a loss that you had. And if you're not connecting with that, this may not be your reading. I always just want to be fair. This is a general platform. This is a general reading. All Libras are at different ages and stages in their life, obviously, right? But I'm feeling that very strongly. We have the Judgment energy in the near future, which is always connected to the past. You follow what I'm saying here? So the Judgment is about clarity and a final decision and a wake-up call. And it's about, Judgment energy is about self-assessment more than anything, right? In the upright, it's about recognizing all that you've been through in your past and saying to yourself, Libra self, I did the best I knew how with what I was given. And I can't expect any more from myself than that. Everyone involved did the best that they could. I might not like what I did. I might not like what they did, but we all did the best we knew how in the moment. And there's got to be that release. The release for yourself so that you could be peaceful. This isn't about forgive and forget the narcissist and go back to them or anything like that. It's not about that. It's about forgiveness to release. Oh my gosh, and the second you do that, look what you have. Fabulous. The Sun. Absolute happiness, a joyous outcome, beautiful. So you have to have faith in the process of something. There is somebody who wants to come in here. There is I'm getting that very heavily between the Lover's energy and the Chariot energy. There is somebody who's like, knock, 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 and the King of Pentacles actually as well. So these three cards are telling me, yes. But again, very heavy feeling like in between worlds. You have one foot in the past and one foot in the future. Yeah, even though you're single now, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, okay, so the fact that you're like calling yourself single, right, energetically, you know, I know, I get it. Let's see what's going on with them. Very curious about this person now, though. Who's coming in for our Libra friends? It does seem like there's an energy coming in. Anything we have to know. Unless it's something that we have to know about this person that you still feel a lot for. Even though you know, does not mean you're going to go running back to them. No, no, no. It's not what I mean. All right. Guys, you got a lot of the same cards here. Wow. I have to tell you, this is like some very serious energy I'm getting, like in a good way. See, I feel, what I'm feeling is, you both went through something very, very painful. We have the Two of Wands coming into this energy, waiting to hear from somebody. So you guys might have like connected online or something, right? But they're waiting for a message to come in, to make a choice, to make a plan. They're just in this space of waiting. Now, right now, they're feeling really sad. I mean, the Five of Pentacles is like, it's a worried energy. They're kind of worried. They're worried. They're feeling like a lack of connection here. And that's being crossed by the Tower. Now, the Tower can mean a couple of things here. And just in all fairness, we have to call it what it is. It is unwanted change. It is upheaval. But often the Tower is indicated as a personal sort of revolution. All right, internally, where, you know, there's the realization. What happens with the Tower is like everything comes down, and then you're left with the bones of something to just look at what kind of fortress, you know, did they build around themselves? You know, what kind of fortress did they have themselves trapped in up to this point? So I feel like you're dealing with an individual who's trying very hard to really grow themselves. Very much grow themselves. Now we have as the crowning energy the Nine of Pentacles. So this could mean a couple of things. This person could be very focused on their money, and I'm not talking about to an unhealthy degree, but maybe they went through something where there was financial loss, and they're focused on financial gain. They're focused on being self-sufficient and what it is that they really want to do, and they're very sort of in a healthy way focused on themselves. So if it has nothing to do with that, you might be dealing with somebody who is really focused on trying to get to the crux of what it is that they really want, need, and desire in relationship. You know, because remember, Pentacle does mean that mental, physical, emotional connection in relationship, and that 9 is like beyond that level of mastery. It's like they've mastered, but now what? Like now, what do we do with that kind of energy, sort of? So they're in the space of solidifying what it is that they really want. If it doesn't have to do with them being a little focused on their solo pleasures, okay, right now. But we do have the foundation is the Lover's energy. And again, I did speak about what the Lover's energy does mean. You know, it is a Gemini energy for sure. You might be dealing with a Gemini. But the blessing of Archangel Raphael is going to come in and bless this union but everybody's got to be on the same page. Now, what I like about this for them is they got the star for them and only them. And this is about having faith. And we have got to have faith card here, right? Right, in the Oracle. And the star is about having faith. It really is. It's about renewal and hope and this element of inner clarity, right? That's where they're at. Now, the energy that's external to them, that's influencing them, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is an energy of maturation, right? It really is. It's about the idea of legacy, family. This is definitely a will you marry me card. Let's live together. Let's build something. Let's have a future, right? And it is this idea. And this is affecting them, but I would say in a very positive way, because they're having faith in the process. They just are afraid. They don't want to get into the space where they feel unfulfilled. They're afraid of being in the space where they're just not like going to feel really happy. They're going to end up feeling apathetic and unfulfilled. But I'm not worried about that, just because that's an internal like concern. It's not really happening in the 3D. Now, the Knight of Swords energy. So definitely not the easiest energy in that. There's some sort of necessary air clearing conversation that's going to have to go on. Some sort of truth is going to be spewed out, and there's going to be a little bit of conflict, and it's going to end up inciting a lifestyle change. Now, that could end up being like, damn it, I want to be together with you. Or, I don't know if this is the right thing. I'm not sure, right? But the thing is, the Knight of Swords energy, it's a Taurus and Gemini energy, right? That's where the swords come from, the Gemini element. But Taurus is about keeping it very practical, right? It's very practical. So whatever truth is being served up here, it's based on the facts and the practical elements within a situation. And so this person's very practical that you're dealing with. And if they feel like you're not being practical, they're going to remind you of that, right? Not a big deal, but it does seem like that's the energy that's coming through. And then we have as the final outcome card, the King of Pentacles, which is very solid. I mean, I love this energy because, first of all, this tells, I feel like you're meeting somebody new, right? Even though this is their read, but I feel like you're meeting somebody new. This is like a new energy. You're new to them, they're new to you. And this makes sense. This is a solid and practical energy. It really is. And it's not only about money, right? It's mental, physical, emotional connection, how you guys get along, how you guys communicate. There is an energy between the two of you that's undeniable, that's giving them faith even in the face of having dealt with something that was very painful for them. So it's this really kind of, if you're single, I feel like you're in a space where you're kind of evolving out of that loneliness that you may have been feeling. So I think it's really positive. Just have faith, have faith. All right. So now let's go to our Libra friends who are complicated. Yeah. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, complicated. The orphaned energy is never an easy energy. I mean, you could be in a room full of people and feel orphaned, right? When it comes to relationship, the feeling of relationship, feeling like an orphan in that way. Just move these out of the way here. Queen of Coins. The Wheel, okay. Ace of Coins. Three of Coins. Yeah. So we have the Three of Swords coming into this energy. Yeah, it's a card of pain, heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. Saturn in Libra. So it's a lot of that challenging energy that Saturn does bring, a lot of restriction, karma, pain in Libra, which is the 7th house of partnerships. So this is something that's been going on. This is not new. Situation right now, Queen of Coins, you may be very focused on your work, thinking about work. You can be, right? But this is a very resourceful energy. you may also be very focused on growing yourself right now, either in work or your business, because there's an element of fertility and domesticity about this. So it's like very much focused on getting your ducks in a row at work, maybe getting a new place to live, being very resourceful, doing what you need to do. And then we have that working with the wheel. And yeah, so the wheel of fortune's a good energy, right? It's a turning point. It's taking a chance on something. It's a very destiny driven, very karmic energy as well. Taking a chance on something, right? So it's like you're focusing on yourself, but then you're thinking, all right, maybe I need to take a chance. There's definitely a lot of pain here. So we have to connect it, in a very sensible way, where it does seem like if something in this Three of Swords energy made you feel really uncomfortable to stay in this connection, you're in a space right now where you're getting your things together, Libra. You're not being stupid about it, though, for 1 second. You're not showing your hand. You're not biting your nose off to spite your face. You're putting your ducks in a row, because that's what the Queen of Coins does. And we have the wheel. You might be very scared to take a chance and take a gamble on something, right? But I see you doing it. We have the Ace of Coins as the crowning energy. Now, because it's a relationship read, this can also indicate mental, physical, emotional connection, where you're making some kind of new connection to somebody, or you're focusing on either a new job or your job in a different way. Foundation, we have the Seven of Coins. We have a lot of pentacle energy here. I feel like, again, it could be mental, physical, emotional connection, but down this line, I feel like the coins are like ruling the day. Now, 7 is a very positive number. It's where I would say it's where heaven, the 4 of the world and the 3 of Trinity meet. I think it's where heaven and earth meet. And there's always, to me, whenever I get a 7, it's always indicative of a new cycle. But it's always a cycle where we have to wait for the success. There is an element of waiting, but we just have to exercise some patience and work really hard. So it does seem like that. A lot of you are going to be resonating with it like that. If it has nothing to do with that, this would indicate you meeting somebody new, even though you're in a complicated relationship. This is you right now, the 6 of Coins. So the 6 of Coins, so I feel like if you're in any sort of relationship, the glue that's holding it together may have to do with some sort of reciprocity, like giving and receiving help financially, giving and receiving something that, maybe you guys have a house together, you have kids together, and you're like sharing, right? This is about giving and receiving help and generosity. The energy that's coming external from you that's impacting you is the 5 of Coins. And the 5 of Coins is about worry. Somebody's worried. A poverty mindset. Worried about financial loss. Somebody's concerned about feeling isolated from you. But it's almost like for the time being, it's like definitely... If this is not your reading, please don't try to make it fit. Please, please, please. How can I express to you? These are general messages on a major platform. Please understand. And I have no idea what's going on in your natal chart if I've never worked with you. Right? I don't know what your birth chart is, so I don't know what's being triggered at this time. Okay, I do have to say that. Right? But I get the feeling like you're trying to get your ducks in a row. Person that you're dealing with, that you're in a relationship with, vibes that. They feel that. It's like you guys are together like for the sake of the house, the children, the business. It's just not right yet. There's got to be some sort of strategy, maybe something, you're waiting for something to change, something to come in, something. We have the 2 of Wands in the hope and fear. So the 2 of Wands is waiting for something. It's waiting for the results on something. Some sort of something. So it's definitely there are 2 paths or 2 situations that are going on right now. There are 2 realities. And you're waiting for the results on one of them so that you can make a choice between the 2. And you're afraid to make that choice. Because you do understand that whatever if there is a final choice made, there is going to be upheaval, and that is really difficult for a Libra, because Libra, the archetype, God love you, honestly, you don't like discord. Who does? No one dislikes it more than a Libra, though. We all have Libra in us, of course. I don't like discord because my Mars is in Libra, right? So, so I kind of get you. You guys feel it even more. But the near future energy, we have the King of Cups. So this is a very supportive, beautiful, tolerant energy. And how does one become the King of Cups, right? Through the help of Libra and Scorpio. In astrology, the King of Cups is a Libra and Scorpio energy. And Libra is all about that 7th house of partnership. It's ruled by Venus. It's very concerned about fairness and how everyone feels in a situation. And Scorpio does rule sex. Yes, it does. It's the landlord of the 8th house. It also has to do with endings and beginnings and the ability to transform something. So having that communication regarding how everybody feels and the need for transformation is what makes the King of Cups so beautiful and so supportive and so tolerant and so empathetic, is because there's an understanding here. And then we have that working next with the King of Coins. So the King of Coins is very solid, practical, again, very solid and practical energy, somebody who understands what's necessary in relationships. So I'm feeling this, like we go from feeling this, we're helping each other out, them feeling this kind of loss, and now are they showing up to smooth things over because they don't want the financial ramifications of the dissolution of this relationship. That can be the situation for some of you, where somebody's coming in and trying to work things out, because at the end of the day, they really don't want. They're very concerned about money, I feel like, the energy that you're dealing with. It's not only, I hate to say that, but just because of the 5, because this is an external energy dealing with you. Meanwhile, you're like, all right, you're like super generous and stuff, but they're like feeling this poverty mindset. But Libra, I also have to say, you may be meeting somebody new who's sort of listening to your story and listening to what you've been going through, and you may identify them as being a lot more for you. You look at this, we had another King energy. 3 kings in a row, really. The King of Wands. Very passionate. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of courage here. Somebody is, oh my gosh. And we have the 6 of Cups. This may be somebody from your past. Somebody who you already have some sort of connection with. And you're missing them. And they're missing you. Now, they don't even have to actually be anyone that you were actually like intimately involved with in the past. This could just simply be an old friend who's just been a really solid, sense of support for you through some sort of circumstance that you may be going on in your relationship. 7 of Cups, though, it's going to end up confusing you, and you're going to have commitment issues at that point. So you're going to feel like you have too many choices. You're just not sure what to do. Yeah, and then you're going to end up being confused. Oh, and then we had the Hermit. The Hermit is just recognizing, like, you're going to have to go on your own way for a minute. It's about going within for clarity, this quest for personal truth. But I have to give you what else it means. Is the Hermit can indicate working on a relationship in private. I'm not judging, I'm just saying. And you see, like, my voice is getting lower, like I'm telling a secret. So, let's see what else is going on. We have the 9 of Swords. This is going to end up creating a lot of stress for you, Libra. I'm sorry. We have the Ace of Cups. New love. Cross watchers, don't come after me. I'm just saying, listen, if it's not your reading, it's not your reading. But I'm saying, like, if many of you are in a situation right now that's complicated and you're not happy and you guys are in it for other reasons, and somebody's reaching out from the past and they're very there for you, please understand that they have other intentions with you, and they look quite beautiful. To be honest, I see you doing something in private, even if it's just talking to them. I'm not going to suggest it to anybody, because I would be coloring the reality of what the Hermit means. The Hermit truly can mean working on a relationship in private. That could just be on the phone. So for me to say that you're having some sort of illicit affair because we got the Hermit would be incorrect, okay? Though you may be, but that's not what that means. But whatever it is, it's causing you a great deal of stress. But the newer energy is actually going to win out, because there's something that is not feeling right to you about this relationship. So I see you getting your ducks in a row, figuring stuff out, reaching out to somebody for some help, for some empathy, them giving it to you, and it developing innocently. And I do feel that. I didn't get the devil. I didn't get anything like that. I didn't get the Seven of Swords. I didn't get any sort of like shady energy here. It's like it just kind of happened. Seems like is what I got. Let's see what's going on with them. Because now we have to know what is going on with this other energy. I feel like you know who this is if you're resonating with this, but you may not yet, because this has not happened yet, right? So let's see. Okay. Hello. Let's just knock everything everywhere. Now, I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is going to be the person that you're with. I don't know if it's the person that you are going to be with. Only you're going to know. But coming into this energy, they're all about the sun with you. Very happy. Very happy. Just simply about the whole idea of you. Current situation, we have the Six of Pentacles working with the Empress. So, the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help, generosity. Really right now, this could just be a shoulder for you, an ear for you kind of thing. But the Empress is just all about Venus. This isn't astrology, it's straight up Venus. This is about fertility and creation and abundance and being able to grow in something. It's beautiful. We got the Seven of Pentacles on the top, okay? Again, Four of the World, Three of the Trinity. Here we go again. New cycle. Someone's being super patient because they know they have to be right now. But in the foundation, they are stressing out about it a little bit with the Eight of Swords. They are. They understand that, whatever they're getting themselves into, they put themselves into, but they're feeling this kind of self-imposed imprisonment and this type of restriction that they're trying to be patient, but they really don't want to be patient. Something's going to happen that's going to make them feel like a lot less patient. We have two consecutive tens here. We look at this. We have the Ten of Wands. Something became, right now, this is them. So you might have been in communication with somebody and they just walked away. They're like, I can't do this anymore. Too stressful, too exhausting, too burdensome, too card of overwhelm. Can't do it. The energy external to them that is impacting them is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, hold on. Both energies might be showing up here. I want to backtrack a little bit because the Empress is also a mother energy. So they were very, very happy with you in the past. You guys may be in a situation where you're helping each other out with the Six of Pentacles, as I mentioned even in your reading. It's about you guys helping each other out. Is being crossed by the Empress, which is also the mother energy. She's the mother of the tarot. So you guys might have kids together. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, this attempt at trying to be patient with the way things are, but them feeling like they just don't fit in the situation anymore themselves. So we have the Ten of Wands. It just becomes too overwhelming. There's age here. This isn't anything new. So we have this, but what's impacting them that's external to them is the family. Ten of Pentacles is very much a family energy. It's about legacy, right? It's about things that you guys have built together. So it would be like a home, a business, anything like that. So that's impacting how they handle the situation. Now, in their fear and their hope position, we have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is about a romance proposal coming in. This is somebody coming in saying, dun, dun, dun. So they're afraid of losing you. They're afraid of you going off with somebody else. Oh, my goodness. So we have... This is the most complicated reading that I've done today, okay? And we have the World in the near future, which is awesome because this is about like learning a lesson. A lesson has been learned, and the final outcome is the Death card. Big change is ending. It's time to move on from something. Time to transform. So it's like they're really stressed out from the situation, but they're being really pulled to stay because of other reasons other than you. Not that they don't value you, they do. But it's like maybe you want to be valued for other reasons other than being either a provider or a mother or, you know, anything like that. There's some sort of new energy that's troubling them that they know about, though. And the World is all about learning a lesson. It's completion. The World is completion. Something's been really difficult and it's completed now. And the Death energy, it's like time to go and transform your life, really. So, going back to the astrology, yes, you have a lot going on. I feel like there's some sort of new romance that's going to be coming in, but at the same time, there's going to be some sort of healing, some sort of realization, some sort of recognition, a meeting of the minds. And you need to have faith in the fact that the process is going to go better than you imagine it in your mind's eye. Because we have that happening in your 7th house of marriage. So it's not an easy energy to be in relationships. It's complicated. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you right now. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.